You know what it is. This was about Kitty and Deebo's love affair. How one man entered the prison and brought everyone else out. Let's go. This how we gonna do it, man. Sit back, pay attention to this whole joint. We're gonna show you how one man brought everybody out in the prison and, you know what I mean, to do what, we never thought they'll do. All right? You know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to tell you about a character named Kitty. He came to the compound and turned the whole compound out. And he had Deebo, the biggest, toughest dude that we all thought was a straight gangster. You know what I mean? Turned out and showed his real colors, who he is and what he stands for. Now, when Kitty got to the joint, right? When Kitty got to the joint, Kitty walked in the compound, and the bus is coming because the bus come every Tuesday and Thursday. So it was Tuesday, we knew the joint was coming, and we looking at the compound, and from a distance, I'm not even gonna lie because we don't do none of that at Unique Mecca Audio, we keep it 100. This dude was wearing the tightest pants, had his t-shirt tied all the way up, and had his midsection hanging out, and the tight pants he had was hanging low. You know how they be sagging nowadays. So this for you youngins, let you know how dudes in the prison look at you. He's walking and he's extra twitching. He's twitching like a female. So we look at him, we like, who is that? Not like want him, but like, what is that? So he comes and he walks in the day room. And as soon as he comes in the day room, the police hands over the cards to the guard at the front. They call the names, and then they walk through the metal detector. As soon as this little boy goes through the metal detector, he climbs up on the center table, and he starts twerking, y'all. I mean, he's twerking. You understand? And then he start yelling. He start yelling out the top of his lungs, You help me, I do you. You help me, I do you. And we're looking like, what the heck is going on? He took, when you come in, they give you a laundry bag and your stuff is in it. He dumped all this stuff out on the laundry bag, and he put the laundry bag on the table, and he's twerking and he's yelling, you help me, I do you. It was crazy. So many people that you wouldn't even expect it. They jumped up, they ran in their cell, and they came out and started bringing out bags of chips, the lotion, deodorant, cookies, zoom, whams. That's what they call like chocolate bars, little sweets. So they loaded his table up. Some dudes even bought sweatsuits out there. And he's steady twerking and he's carrying on. And I think Tuesday night, what was we watching? We was watching, I think, the Flavor of Love joint. The Flavor of Love joint, we was watching. So we all looking at the TV, but we looking at this dude because we wondering, what the heck is this? And I'm watching the men that I thought was 100% straight go in their cell and come out and bring commissary and donated it to Kitty as he's twerking. Big Deebo is sitting there and he's got his arms folded and he's looking, and he ain't take his eyes off Kitty. I know Kitty was very uncomfortable because this was how Deebo was sitting. Now he's twerking. Somebody even came out and brought out a Kool-Aid pack from the kitchen. This not even a commissary high C Kool-Aid. He brought out a stack of Kool-Aid packs. So we all bust out laughing and say, man, you ain't gonna get done for no institution of Kool-Aid. Get up out of here, you crazy. But when he brought out the Kool-Aid, he winked at Kitty, and Kitty winked back. Now, y'all put in the comments why you think Kitty winked back at this dude and they winked at each other when he gave him prison Kool-Aid, Everybody else is bringing like Doritos, Lay's chips, popcorn, soups, mackerel, rice. Sweatsuits. They bringing them commissary, and this dude gives them prison packs of Kool-Aid. So I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna tell you what that was for, because y'all know y'all put in the comments. The Kool-Aid was because you see the purple lipstick right here on dude face. This purple lipstick. They make that out of Kool-Aid. They mix the Kool-Aid packs together to get the blend they want, and then they put it on their lips. We didn't know because we straight. We ain't never been this close to nobody this flamboyant because everybody keep it in the closet. But this dude was just straight gangster with it. He didn't care who knew this is what it was. And, one dude started laughing at him while he's twerking. And he yelled out, "Oh, you laughing now because you already know I'm getting you hard." And I'm like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? So we all bust out laughing. When he was done, he gets up off the table, he puts everything in the commissary bag, and he throws it over his shoulder, and he yells to the police, "Where do I stay at?" And the police pointed to his cell. He go in the cell, he put the stuff down. Now, this dude been in transit, so you understand. He's been in transit for over 6 months because he was getting odd over there on the other compound that he was at. And believe it or not, because y'all might not believe it, but this is what happened in the joint. He put the Bethlehem in a dude, talking about the banger. You know what I mean? So y'all don't think the Bethlehem is something else because we talking about this type of character. He put the Bethlehem in this dude, and they all gone drag there and killed him, and they had to airlift him to another joint. So now he comes there, and of course the word travels about him with that. So when he comes back out, everyone's head turned when he's walking because he's twitching and he's looking crazy. But I mean, we looked at him because he looked disgusting to us. And there was other dudes walking, didn't even realize that their mouth was open and they was drooling and they was slobbing at the mouth, and you could see that they too was also monkey ciphers in the closet. So now, when he come back, he stands in the middle of the day room, right? He's twerking, he's yelling all that, right? Dudes is putting mad commissary on the table. Let's get this right? Somebody bought Kool-Aid packs. Now, who in their right mind would have thought that he would want Kool-Aid packs from the prison kitchen that's free, that no one drinks, for nothing? And he was happy with that. But like I said, that's how he made his blend lipstick, right? Now, everywhere he went, he had a crowd around him. Everywhere he went, it was a crowd of dudes walking behind him. This dude went, and they got dudes in the prison that's anything you see in a magazine, they could take the sweatsuits or the pants or the whatever, and make something out of it. Like they take two long sleeve T-shirts, or two big T-shirts, and they'll make a long sleeve T-shirt out of it. So now you got long sleeve T-shirts, so you ain't got to take a sock, cut the arm off, and put it on your thing to keep warm. They make the long sleeve T-shirts when you get in the regular USPs because they got the sewing kit and the needles. So we used to get our sweatsuit made and, get them made with collars on it and pockets on it and two-tone dark gray and light gray, because that's all they sold, right? But this dude comes walking out the cell one day, and he had on a pair of sweatpants, right? He was probably maybe a 1X. He had a pair of medium sweatpants on, and all he did was squats. Wherever you saw him at, he was standing up, he was doing squats, right? And he had a pair of thongs made out of a pair of sweatpants, where you could see the thongs coming up out the back of the pants like how the females do it, and then he got an altar top made, and he's walking around the compound with this. When you see him from the back, you think that it's a female the way he's twitching, And even when he wore the institutional pants, he did the same thing. He got them to cut off the belt loop, got them real small where they barely came up above his cheeks. And then he had thongs coming up out of that. And it was so disgusting to a brother like me and my comrades But there was so many dudes that would walk behind them that couldn't control themselves and didn't realize what they was doing as they walking behind them. They drooling out the mouth, looking at this little boy twitch up and down the compound. I mean, he went extra with it, like he was walking on the outside of his feet. You know what I'm saying? On the outside, on the side of your feet by your little toe. That's what he's walking on, and he's walking really fast, and he's doing all of this, and it was just so disgusting. And believe it or not, the police never said anything to him because you're not allowed to alter the clothes. The long sleeve shirts and stuff like that, don't wear it to main line at lunchtime because that's when the administration is there and they'll take it because they say you altering clothes, give you a shot and, more time or maybe put you in the, you have to give you extra duty for that, keeping it 100. But nobody wanted to go through getting their stuff taken that they done paid $30 to get a dude that's sewing a joint. But this dude walks around everywhere with this. We used to be in the yard. Well, we're working out in the yard, right? This dude is walking, and he got about 20 other men walking with him. When you look at the crowd walking with him, it'll bug you out because this is straight, what we thought was straight men that's walking behind him, And he'll stop and they'll stop. But they're trying to make it look like they're just walking the track. But if he stopped, they stop and act like they talking to each other. Then when he told me, yo, he's walking. And then they go walking behind this little boy to watch him with these prison thongs made out of a sweatshirt. Now, when they called a move, right, he wound up recruiting so many other dudes that came out the closet. And the main one was the brother that gave him the Kool-Aid. The dude that gave him the Kool-Aid, he starts wearing the thongs and all that like him. And, it was a tall, dark-skinned dude, about 6'2". Never thought that he was on his type of monkey type of time. But he's wearing thongs, and he's 6'2" and about 240. So you know what he looked like. And he got the top of his prison pants, the thing cut off it, and he's wearing like a extra large pants when he's really like a 3X, because he was Diesel, And then there goes Deebo, standing up in the middle of the yard. Wherever he went, Deebo head turned. That was Deebo. So we said, yo, you see how Deebo looking? I ain't know Deebo was on. He's having monkey time. And they like, yo, I ain't either, So Deebo walked up to dude, whispered something in his ear. We don't know what he said, but like I said, this was what you call, a gangster. He cipher, monkey cipher. I only use the word gangster because, the boy fight, he push his knife, he do everything like a man, but he just move like a female, right? Deebo walked up to him, whispered something in his ear, right? And can you believe that Kitty hauled off and smacked the crap out of Deebo in front of everybody? And everybody was scared of Deebo. Dude didn't even want to ask who's next on the phone if he's standing up by the phone line. He was that menacing. But Kitty smacked the crap out of Deebo. Everybody's looking like, oh man, Deebo getting ready to break his neck. You know what I mean? And can you believe Deebo grabbed him in the middle of the yard in front of everyone and tongue kissed him? And we all look like, yo, Deebo, So now, nobody want to get into it with Deebo or get into it with this he cipher, monkey cipher. That's the worst thing you want to do. You don't want to get into it he cipher, monkey cipher, because you're not going to win the battle, when it come to that, because they're going to out-talk you and insult you, and you don't want to he cipher, monkey cipher, telling you the SMD and all that, because then now you definitely got to put it in. So I just act like I didn't see it. Now we look at Deebo a little different. So we go in the unit, 2 days later, I see him and Deebo walking the track, holding hands, and Deebo kept turning around, telling everybody, what you looking at? You know what I mean? And dude stopped to act like they looking at the tower, And Deebo said, that's what I thought. And he keep walking. Deebo done claimed this dude, right? So now Deebo's car was getting flat. Cause they like, yo, Deebo, he's safe, a monkey safe. I'm not gonna say what car, 'cause I don't want to disrespect the car. But they was like, yo, Deebo, he's safe, a monkey safe. Yo, what's up? That's making your car look bad. It was so much pressure on them. And as big as Deebo was, they sent about 8 little young dudes out there to go check Deebo in. So they rolled up on Deebo and told Deebo, yo, you got to go up top. You making the car look bad. Deebo smacked the crap out of the first one just as hard as Kitty smacked him, grabbed him, and started choking him out. Somebody got behind Deebo and started stabbing him. Deebo let the dude go. Next thing you know, they all out there fighting. They were like mauling Deebo. But they wound up getting his big he-cipher, monkey cipher ass off the compound. So he goes to the shoe. Now, when he goes to the shoe, Kitty gets in another relationship. And guess who he gets in a relationship? Put it in the compound. Put it in the comment. I said, talking about compound. You know I'm institutionalized. Bear with me. Put it in the comment. Guess who Kitty got in a relationship with? Well, I'm going to tell you because I know y'all want to keep it 100 in the comment. Don't want to slow it down. Kitty got in a relationship with the first dude that hit Deebo in the back with the Bethlehem. Come to find out, this dude hit Deebo up because he wanted Deebo off the compound, so he pushed the other men to get him off the compound, which they was going to do anyway. But he's the one that spearheaded that he can't be here. He cyber monkey cyber time, and then he starts hanging out with Kitty now that Deebo is gone. Now, every time you go up there, they in the unit, this dude is in the cell with Kitty. Everyone knows when you're on the prison compound, you don't go in no cell with no he cyber, monkey cyber. You definitely don't close no door. Like I wouldn't even let them come to my store to cop from me. So y'all can hate on me, put what you want. I wouldn't even let them come buy my commissary from me. They had to send a straight dude to come to me in order to get something from my store. But Kitty and this dude used to go in the cell and close the door. Big violation. The window was, it got a little slim window that come down, but that wasn't covered up at the time. So when he come out, he said, nah, we were just sitting there playing casino. We was just sitting there playing tonk. Nah, he cool people, man. Yo, he got a lot of jewels. He know about finances, this and that. When I go home, I want to do financing. And this is what this dude is doing. He's making up all these excuses. But after about a week, after like 8 o'clock, when everybody's settled down and a lot of people go lay down in their cell and whoever watching TV, he be in the cell with Kitty, talking about the little youngin', and they put the sign up now. Now they cover up that window, the slim window I told you about. Now they cover that window up. Now when he come out of there, be like, yo, what's on? They call it the wiki, the wiki. Yo, the wiki was covered up in the joint when you was in there with Kitty. That ain't looking good, son. They said, nah, we were just kicking it, and, the police keep walking around, so, we was backing up some weed, and, you know what I mean? And we looking like, dude, you ain't got no weed. So these excuses he's making. Never sold no weed. He didn't even smoke weed, but he talked about they was bagging up weed. Him and Kitty in the cell. So now everybody figured out what's going on. Now, Kitty used to go to Pill Line every night. He went to Pill Line, it was 3 times a day. He went breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the Pill Line, and the youngin' would go with him. The youngin's family used to come visit him, every weekend, and they'll come, Saturday and Sunday and stay both days. Sometimes they'll stay for the Monday visit if it's a holiday or whatever. But this kid was so young, with about 19 years old, looked like a baby, This kid sat there, and his family will come see him every week, and they'll bring his girlfriend. And then when he leaves the visit, he come back and go right in the cell with Kitty. So I'm going to speed this up to give you the moral of this story, The young boy was like, he was what they call a Bible thumper. He was always into the Bible. He go to church every week. He was trying to find his way, you know what I mean? And they come back. So one night, I'm up by the Pill Line because my man used to, see, when they call the Pill Line, that's when, 'cause after 8 o'clock, We all locked in, but they call pill line, then the whole jail could go up. And that's where we go meet people to go get them to bring us the wine, you know what I mean, the plate of food that somebody might have cooked or sewn in the unit, the banana pudding, you know, whatever they selling. So we go meet up there. So I'm up there waiting on somebody to come bring me something to eat. And I couldn't stand one place because the police is out there trying to run you off the walkway, keep the walkway clean. So I'm standing up in the joint by the medical where they give out the thing. Now Kitty's up there with his world famous songs. You know what I mean? But you know, I like to ride. So I'm gonna tell you another one, and I'm gonna go right back to where we was at on the line. Remember that, because this is how we ride. Now I'm switching from a Ron G tape to a Brucey B tape, or I'm switching from Little Baby to Lil Durk right now. All right. So now I'll give you another one. We're in the yard one day, and the captain finally comes out. It was a black captain, right? I think he was Cypher, Monkey Cypher. But the move he made kind of threw it off. But we out in the yard, and the crowd is walking behind Kitty. Captain is standing up and he's looking, and whenever you see a crowd, it usually means violence. So this captain is standing there and he's watching. He can't see from afar because Kitty's in the middle with all these men walking around him. By the time they come back around, the captain sees Kitty with his thongs on and his lowrider institutional pants. The captain said, "Boy, get over here." You know what I mean? And you know, Kitty was only about 27. So the captain was young too, but he was early 40s, you know, bald head. Y'all been there, know who I'm talking about. But the captain said, "Get over here," you know. So Kitty came walking over there twitching. The captain said, "Straighten up, young man. What are you doing?" And then he started, "Nah, you caught me." So he said, "Hold up and put some bass in your voice." You know, so now he's like, "Yeah, well, you caught me over." And everybody jumped back because we never heard him talk like that. Every time his mouth always, like a female. So he said, "Yo, what is that you wearing?" And he said, "Nah, I'm not wearing nothing." He said, "That's exactly what you not wearing in my prison. Go take that off. You got men here that don't know how to control themselves, ain't been around a woman in 20, 30 years, and you walking around my compound like that. I'm not trying to get you raped, young man, but well, get inside and take those off." You know what I mean? So they sent him in there to take them off. You know, now we ride. Let's put it back. Let's put it back, you know. Now we ride. So now I'm over there at the medical, and it's nighttime, so they know the captain ain't there. So he's up there with his low riders, you know what I mean, and his thongs on, and a little tube top. And the youngin is with him. I go back around the front to see if my man brought the food yet. When I go back around the front, I hear, "I'ma kill you. I'ma kill you." So, you know me, I want to see who gonna kill who, you know? So I run over to the corner to see what's going on and make sure they ain't none of my peoples. You know what I mean? And it's Kitty and this youngin'. And they're arguing like cats and dogs. And you'll never in a million years, put it in the comment what you think they was arguing at. Kitty told the youngin' something, and the youngin' just spazzed out. What do you think it was? All right? Gunshots, gunshots. Let me tell you what it was. What it was is that the young boys, I can't, this is YouTube, so you can't really say. The young boys' test came back. So you know what kind of test we talking about. You see what activity they dealing with. Because he was getting ready to go home. I tell you, he was young, he didn't have a bunch of time. They just sent him there because he must have pissed somebody off. So the young boys' test came back, and the young boy was up there arguing with Kitty, telling Kitty, "You gave me whoop, whoop, whoop." And Kitty looked at that man in front of a line with like 20, 30 other men and said, "You knew what you was getting into when you ran up in me. You walk up here 3 times a day with me to get this medication. So you knew the consequences to running up in me. And I even offered you a glove." Believe it or not, because they use those surgical gloves in the prison, right? He said, "I even offered you a glove and you said no, you wanted to feel my insides. Now you got something and you mad at me." And the little dude just hooked off on him. But like I said, Kitty pushed that knife. Kitty, I don't know where he had it. Kitty pulled out a Bethlehem about this big out of his pants. I'm talking about the low rider sweatpants. I don't know how he was carrying it, you know? and went to mauling this little young kid. And the kid was getting ready to go home. Like I said, that's why they took this test. He got found out that he had the thing, the monster. And then he got stabbed by a cipher, monkey cipher. And then the next day, his family came up. He in the outside hospital, and they telling his family he's not dead, and they raising a fit. Why my son not here? Where my son? He get ready to come out of there on Tuesday, and we up here to see him on Saturday, and y'all telling me that we drove all the way here for my son, and the family is going off, you know? So somebody in the visiting hall, you know, 'cause he had a bad sister. Somebody in the visiting hall pulled his sister up and said, come here. And she came over there, and they told his sister everything. And can you believe, what do you think his sister did when he told him that? Put it in the comment. His sister threw up in the visiting hall. She threw everything up in there. I didn't even know that the little, because she was only about, because he was small, she was only about 5'1", 5'2", and maybe 110 pounds. But she threw up so much, it was like at the sole of our flip-flops, yes, flip-flops, that they had us wear in prison. You know? Now, I know y'all gonna ride me about the flip-flops in public, but check it out. I refuse to wear them in prison. I have my prison pictures I can show you from my visiting pictures where I wouldn't wear the flip-flop. They made me wear them out there once or twice until I put my leg down and let them know that I couldn't walk in them. I'm allergic to it. That's a whole nother story about how they had me wearing flip-flops. Yes, I keep it there at 100. They had me wearing jelly. They call them jellies. Remember those jellies the girls wear, or the guy, you know, that you slip your foot in and they tie around your thing and they got the little holes around it, but they was plastic. Those equivalent to flip-flops for me. They had me wearing those in a visiting hall, and you know I could not do that, you know? But they told her, and when she threw up, the slime she threw up was this thick off the ground. I don't know how it came out of her, and she's standing there in this throw up because she couldn't believe her little brother was on his cipher, monkey cipher time, and he got the monster, and he just got hit up, and he getting ready to go home, and they've been holding him down, and they never thought none of this would happen. Come on, man. Cop the book of Row in Harlem. Like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I'm going to tell you it again. If you're not subscribed, all I'm asking you is subscribe. They know the Cash App is on the screen. If you ain't doing that, kick that to the curb, but at least subscribe and definitely like the video so go viral and share the video. My phone number's on the screen if you want to hit me, 917-680-9091. Let's get this thing popping. We out of here. All right.
Cheers, 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 the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. Rush. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the rudiments.